All right. You two, we got a 1v1 between Erik and Soxu. This should be juicy. Erik just coming off a bunch of team game victories and really talking himself up, calling him the pumper. So we are about to see if he can handle a 1v1 against one of the best 1v1ers in Soxu. This should be an epic matchup. All right, so Soxu is in pink and Erik is in blue. We're going to look at Soxu's spots first. Soxu has the bottom base for Mont. He has Sardinia. He has a longer, harder Siberia, and then he has Moldova. And then Erik, on the other hand, so Erik has East Greenland. He has Bosnia, and he's actually getting shut down in Bosnia. And so Saksu spending a little bit extra here. That tower fire really hurt him, but I think he has a chance to snipe this base. I think this only needs 2 more hits. Oh, this is actually slowing down Erik significantly. If anything, like he never ended up getting East Greenland. And Soxu actually is going to be able to get Moldova. He's going to be able to have Mont. And I think Erik, what's Erik going to have this turn? Erik had a very easy one-man Crimea, and he didn't capture that. And Erik's still holding on to 1 gold. And they're both afraid to... Oh, see, that was bad. That was bad. It needed 3 shots. He hit once, and then Erik hit twice. So Erik actually does get East Greenland in time. He does capture Bosnia, but Soxu definitely distracted him pretty heavily here, and Soxu has an easy position to expand and hold. You could also make the case that Erik has a pretty easy expansion to the north now. No bases from Soxu up here to block him. So Soxu's actually going to go Bulgaria. He's going to capture Serbia here. He's also working, just look at that, that's beautiful. A 3-man Portugal. 2 guys holding here, 1 guy here, and then this guy's A-clicked to go here afterwards. That is how the best players in the league do this. Bulgaria captured, Serbia captured, Portugal captured, and yeah, he's actually going to go Ukraine, but he doesn't realize Erik actually has a block here, and if Erik notices that, that's going to be pretty huge. Erik still surprisingly hasn't captured his 1-man here from Crimea. That one's a very easy, and you can also do Algeria pretty easily too with this bottom base. You put 1 guy here, 2 guys here, and or just move the extra guy over once it's done with. And Soxu realizes Sardinia. He's going to have Sardinia next turn. He's going to have spawn advantage right now as well. If he continues growing in this area, that's pretty nice. And he's not investing too much into Ukraine. He has Moldova spawn that he's able to use, plus a couple guys he built from last turn. This is where he's going to come into trouble, I think. He's going to recognize that Erik has a block in Ukraine, and I think Erik is going to be good enough here to see that, right? He's actually pushing, Soxy's pushing down. And Erik does have this right base in Greece, so he might be able to do something about that. And yeah, Erik already pulling back, and he has 6 gold, so we'll see if he actually spends it here. I noticed that he did capture Italy and Switzerland this turn. He's also working on the Baltic states up here. He is spending just enough to be super annoying here, and yeah, this base is actually so clutch for Erik to have at the moment. At the same time, he made an early roar. These guys are doing an additional 25% damage, I think, or 20% damage. And so all these troops, it's like basically having like this times 1.25. And he has a slight income lead right now. The kill death is looking phenomenal for Erik. And Soxu is going to really have to hold this position. If he loses this position, he's in trouble. This is all his gold invested here, and you can just see how big of an impact that roar has. That kill death is crazy. I think he had just the right number of infantry units to make that roar work. And this army is just massive right now. Now, this is a really risky and ballsy on Erik's part. If he can't break through here, he's in trouble. Oh, it does look like he's going to be able to break through in time simply because Soxu doesn't have enough gold. That top base is probably GG, and at the same time, Soxu did get Ukraine, but he's losing all of this. He's lost Mont, Serbia, Mace. He's going to lose Bulgaria. He's going to lose Albania. And Erik's going to be in a really good position on the map. He's going to have the full middle, and Ukraine is now threatened as well. Soxu looking for places to expand. You're going to see, yeah, that income difference is just too big here. Soxy with the forfeit, and Erik's got to be feeling really good about himself right now. Winning the first game in this series against Soxu after some pretty crazy team game performances, and we're going to see if Soxu can get back into it. He's just got to settle down, I think, and he just has to play confidently. So let's see. Soxu's still in pink. He has Svalbard. He has West Greenland. he has Sardinia, and he has Moldova. So he could get 12 here pretty easily, I think. On the other hand, Erik had bottom base mace. He's actually going to get Serbia and Bulgaria as well. And on top of that, Tunisia. So he actually has a pretty simple 12 income start if he wants it as well. Having this base is pretty nice too. He could easily get Belgium and Netherlands and set that up for next turn. He has this base too if he wants to do Africa. Trying to think of where Soxu should go for the next turn. He has two bases in Ukraine. Again, might be another early Ukraine play on his part. So awkward for him though, because he doesn't have a natural expansion path like Erik does. Erik actually is going to have spawns. He'll have 1, 2, 3 extra units here that he'll be able to use on top of the gold that he'll get next turn. So he should be able to push middle pretty easily, or if he wants, he can secure one of the sides. If he wants to, he could go Africa, or he could go up here into Belgium, Netherlands. So we'll see where he spends. Soxu actually does get his 12, and I think Erik did miss out on this right here. He has one death, and that was the case. He didn't get Tunisia, so maybe a little saving grace here for Soxu. Soxu taking that top base Crimea, and 2 gold investment here, and he's able, 1 gold here, 1 gold here. Actually probably a 3 gold investment, and he's able to actually get this, which is nice. Or he actually might have used his spawn here. So yeah, he didn't have to invest much, and this is going to be 7 income plus 3 units. And at the same time he's going Belarus, you can see how efficient Soxu's expansion has been. He has 0 deaths on the board right now. This is actually pretty good. I think Romania is typically frowned upon by some of the top 1v1ers. It's such a hard area to defend, but when you know your opponent has Moldova and Ukraine, you definitely need Romania to be able to do a launching pad and assault him. So yeah, Soxu's first death here. And this is what I was saying. I think that Erik actually did build from this, and he was able to take this. I think he's just a second too slow to get this one. But yeah, we have a 24 to 21 income advantage to Soxu at the moment. And Soxu's holding a key position. He cannot lose Croatia. He's actually going to assault Bosnia here, realizing that Erik doesn't have Bosnia. He's going to spend a lot of gold. This is about half of the gold this turn. I'm surprised Erik hasn't got Bosnia yet. This actually, neither player has a base down here. Oh, if Erik gets the snipe, oh, Erik didn't get the snipe. I think he was 1 shot off. That's actually huge for Soxu. Soxu desperately needed that. This is a much easier area to defend. And actually, you can even surround this Mont base. But Erik, this is what the pros do. He already knows how important Albania is. And I think Soxu knows that that his opponent took half of his army to go get Albania. If Erik can get Albania while holding Mont, Erik is going to be in a great spot to defend this next turn. Erik is also working on Germany, but I think Germany's going to be a little too slow. He is actually spending quite a bit of gold here. This is going to come down. Oh, it was half second off, and that 6 income would have been huge for Erik. At the same time, Erik loses Montenegro. Erik is down by 11 income at the moment. He also gets his base sniped in Romania, and I think Soxu smells blood in the water. Soxu's like a shark right now, and Soxu's pumping. He sees how much Erik is putting in Romania, and Romania is a lost cause at this point. Yeah, look at that. He's just covering up his bases, making sure he's safe from this position. And yeah, this army is just massive. Soxu still has 4 gold. Erik has 5 gold. Soxu has crazy spawn advantage and a huge army. And I'm wondering now, I think he's actually just going to hold a line here. You can see he also got Jordan, and at the same time, Erik's been slowly expanding into Africa. Erik has also been pushing this way, but he's going to run into a roadblock here. Soxu's actually going to be able to hold this, and that whole army that he had down here is now going to threaten all this income that Erik has here. This is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 income. That's almost half of Erik's income. And yeah, Erik saw the writing on the wall, and he calls it here. We're 1-1 in this series. The first game to Erik, second game to Soxu. I think Soxu had a great rebound after that bad game 1 start. Let's see here. So Soxu could do a really hard West Greenland. It's just very time consuming there. Oh, this is actually really nice. When you have this base and this base, you can see Erik just has to do a 2 gold investment, and he's going to be able to get both of those countries. And Soxu in such a horrible spot here. He's actually going to have to go Portugal, and he's going to have to go National Park. You can see on the map, he has horrible spots. A pro is able to figure out ways to make this work, but look how time consuming it is. You have to run your unit all the way down and back. These two had a snake all the way down here. He may not actually even get National Park in time. It takes about 20 seconds for an infantry unit to kill And oh, I think he got the shot off on time. You'll be able to watch, but he still is going to have to swap. I think it's in swapping range. I forgot about that. He's actually spam swapping right now. So if you don't know, you can use your barracks, hit the V on your keypad. That's the hotkey to swap a unit, and you can spam it. And so that's what he was able to do to cut down the time, easily killing this guy just in time. I think if he couldn't have done that, he wouldn't have got it in time. And so for Soxu having such horrible position and spots on the board, he's actually able to get a 4-0 and 4-0 KD and then a 10 income uh, a 10 income for that turn. So he does match what Erik had. Erik actually had a one-man Cyprus that he's getting round 2. For Erik, he was able to wrap up Lebanon. He also has Moldova. And Moldova, you can just snake around like he's doing right here. He actually invested 2, so he doesn't have to micro that. And he's going to have all the Baltic states for very little investment. He had his 2 spawns here he was able to use. And then I'm not actually sure if he started with this base. It actually looks like he had this base as well. So Erik possibly missing out on an easy 12 or even possibly a 14 if he actually had this and this on round 1 and I didn't see that. And Soxu, look at this. Soxu's actually going to go Volga and he did capture Spain this turn. He's going to get East Greenland in time here. Soxu actually not looking in a bad spot, but this base could really threaten his Western holdings. The fact that Erik has this base, that's kind of dangerous for Soxu. Erik is also trying to get some influence here in the middle, so he should be able to expand and capture quite a bit of the middle. Erik with a 2 income lead at the moment. The problem with West Greenland that lots of 1v1 players will tell you is that once you capture it, all these spawns that you get don't actually get to be used for expansion. You have to start transporting them if you want to use them at all, so that's a lot of extra spawns. Like you're missing out on 2, 4, 5. That's 6 free units every single turn that he's not really going to be able to use. Where at the same time, Erik is going to be able to use these. Now, I did miss this. I think Soxu actually had the top right base of Greece. Erik sees this, though, in time, and that is so clutch on Erik because that guy was 1 hit away from getting sniped there. And actually, just a heads up, if you do lose this base, it's not the end of the world if you have Serbia because you can actually completely surround this base in Mont, but it would have been a headache for Erik. And Erik is going to be in a tough position now because he's going to be reversed here. He's going to have to this is a reverse situation of what we saw in game 1. He's going to have to be the one to defend these top bases up here. We'll look at the income count here, 3230. So Erik did a great job expanding all the while holding onto this position. He has a base here that he's actually trying to hold out in France. And I think if he can just slow Soxu's expansion, he does have a really good position in this game, especially since he has these ports over here. If he does want to get under Greece, he can at any time. Soxu actually already cutting down the trees. There's a couple philosophies for tree cutting when you're down here. You can either cut this left side of the trees and shove units up here to attack this base, or you can cut these right side of the trees and you can try to get a surround in Mont. You can already see he's able to get a little bit of a surround, but once you start having larger amounts of units, having these tree cuts, you can get a nice little happy face under your opponent. And actually, Erik invested a lot more than I thought he would here. Erik and Soxu both investing a lot into France. This is actually probably better for Soxu. Soxu's going to have he's going to have 5 extra units that he can use for spawns each turn. He has position, so always being south and underneath your opponent, you have tower advantage here. But Soxu not spending, I think he just realizes it here, and there you go. Soxu, I think, has been focused, and his eyes have been over here. He's pulling troops right now. He's cutting trees right now. And this is actually, again, a roar from Erik. Soxu makes a roar of his own, but his units are not roared yet. It takes a second for these guys for the roars to get enough mana. There he goes, 100 mana, and he just roared all these units, and I think this is where Erik loses. So all these new fresh units that Erik just built, they're not roared right now. And at the same time, Soxu, his units are roared, and he should be able to get a surround, and he actually might be able to even snipe if he really wants to here. Soxu in a good spot. Yeah, see, this is what I was saying. So all these units are probably left over as spawns. And Soxu is actually having to create a transport. And while you can do it this way, like he's doing, it's a good use of spawns. It just sucks because it does take APM to continue loading and unloading that transport with units. Looking at the kill death, Soxu, it's in favor of Soxu, and income is also, the KD is also in favor of, so KD is in favor of Soxu, income's in favor of Soxu, Caster struggling over here to keep up with everything going on. But I think Soxu definitely has a better position. He's under him, he's under Erik on this side, he's under Erik on this side. Erik, if he wants to do anything, he'd have to push from this area, and that's always hard to do. And yeah, Soxu actually transporting his troops from Libya and pushing those guys up. And that's just going to be even nice to just help defend this area, hold it out. He's going to be able to reclaim France here. He does have Switzerland. This is a really good spot to attack Germany and any of these bases from. He did capture Iceland, and he was able to do it with his Greenland spawns. And Erik, so Erik is also trying to do. This is what he does as a coach. He tells me you got to hold a spot and expand. And so he's trying to expand. It's a lot to micro. He's not going to get Ukraine this turn. And he's actually doing a great job holding France. I thought he was going to give this up, but he retreated his units. He was able to just do a little feint retreat, and so he still has all these. I think though Erik realizes he wasn't able to expand that turn. Soxu's continuing to expand. Erik's chances there were limited, and he does call the GG. So right now it is Soxu 2, Erik 1. Saksu here for this game has a good base in Malta he can do something with. He has top of East Greenland that he can snake around and do something with. He's going Siberia as well. He has a very nice base in Mace. This is one of the easiest things to do in the whole game. And at the same, oh, and he has Estonia, and you can just do this with one Marine, and you never have to look back. Erik, he is doing Novaya, so he's actually doing it with the swap mechanic. He's swapping his infantry instead of just using a Marine, which makes it a little more challenging or time-consuming, but it does make it easier. He actually has to do top of Wales down, so you have to make this unit, run it all the way down, sit right in this area, run it all the way back up, and that's very difficult. And I'm looking at his spots right now. He also has to do top of Moscow, and you'll see, look, this is where it becomes difficult. If he uses a Marine here, he doesn't actually have to ever look back on this spot. He loses that guy in Novaya, and he loses a 50-50. He intentionally tried to go 50-50 with this unit. They were both weak, and whoever got the first shot off won. This unit won, and this is going to be so bad. Look at this. Oh, it's a 4 income start, and it's just a quick forfeit on his part. I think he had a lot of good spots where he could have just marined it. One Marine there, one Marine there, and you don't even have to look back, but it was just a little too much to manage all at once, and I think pressure's starting to mount on Erik. He is down now 3-1. He is going to go Shek this turn. He has bottom base Macedonia, but look at that. Soxu has a top base block, and you have to be drooling in Soxu's spot right now. So Soxu actually is able to get the whole mid here. He's going to do this intentionally, so you'll watch this. He's clicked on this unit, he A clicks, and it basically de-aggroes the tower, and then he also swaps. So that is just beautiful. He hasn't lost a single unit. He has all these weak units, which is perfectly fine. And yeah, look at this. He's going to be able to get Bosnia, Mont, and Serbia. And Erik realizing that he's going to have to go Netherlands. So Erik has to go Netherlands. His spots are just not good right here. He could have done 2 gold Scotland. You put 2 gold right here, hit this guy a little bit, and then move 1 gold up here, and you can spam swap him. He realizes he has Scotland now. I think he's going to go Scotland at the start. He'll get that for the start of next turn. And the crazy thing is, Soxu has the whole middle. He's going to have these spawns where he can expand in the middle, and he still has Siberia. He still has Svalbard. He still has Crete. He still has Malta. So he has so many expansion paths here. This is nuts for Soxu. This might be what we call a spot win. And you'll see, yeah, the 2 gold investment is going to pay off here for Erik. He's going to be able to get Scotland. I actually missed where he ended up getting.
If you look at Macedonia, you'll
Czech
see
right
Erik
here.
is probably trying to all in there. Yeah.
Oh, we have Jaeger in the cast too. Hello, Jaeger. So
Hello.
Erik is actually pumping here in Mace, and having this base here in Greece is also good because he can threaten Bulgaria. So you'll see, Soxy's not going to be able to get a quick, easy capture of this base in Bulgaria.
No, he will not. But I think that Soxu will force. Yeah, he will force a Bulgaria trade, and he's gonna get it. This solidifies his position here, and I think that Soxu is in a way better position. He's consolidated all his spawns to the middle. He's out expanding Erik right now, and I think Erik is desperately trying to poke a little bit. I don't think he's gonna get much done, and we'll see the big income
Yeah,
difference there.
that
Yeah,
was
it's
it.
over.
I don't
Yeah.
think there was a single chance. And Soxy had the support if he ever needed to come up through
Yeah.
the bottom. Like that was just such good spots for Soxy. So Soxy with a 4-1 lead now. Soxy can get Tunisia this turn. He can get an easy Azer. He can do a nice Marine in East Greenland to make that super easy. But he's actually going Belarus with 2 gold. He has these 2 bottom bases, and he's going to try a Belarus and then Tunisia. And let's see where else he goes. Yeah, so he's going to go East Greenland, and he messed up the Marine. I think he actually just prefers doing it this way, which is perfectly fine. He also has a nice Marine in Sardinia that he could do if he wanted that. Oh my gosh, Erik is so screwed this game. So Erik went Macedonia, he went Siberia, and then he pumped 2 gold from Poland, and he doesn't even have a base in Kaliningrad. So he had to do a two unit hit on this guy to make him weak, so this guy would win, and now he can spam swap this one. That's some clever maneuvering on Erik's part to just, but he had to do all that just to get 10 income. So very rough spot for him. While at the same time, look, Soxu four
Could we please
kills.
look at Azerbaijan? Can we look at Azerbaijan? Let's see if Easter. Oh no, sorry, Easter. Soxu
This
get. Nah, he
what
doesn't get it.
income would that have been here? So, oh my
13,
gosh,
14,
he
14,
almost
14,
missed out
14.
on a
Yeah.
14. Yeah, that would have been so clutch. Right now, though, a 2 income lead for Soxu. And Erik is going to go Switzerland, and the reason he's doing that is to set up Germany. He can hit Germany down from the bottom here. But look at this. Soxu's going to have really nice spots in Africa. He's going to get the west side of the map.
Yeah.
He still has Sardinia that he can take as well, which is super nice. And West Greenland if he wants. So he has quite a few positions. I think he knows that Erik is here. He should know now. So I don't actually think he knew that Erik was here. He's getting wrecked by the 2 turrets. He's gonna get slaughtered here. This is actually really nice for Erik. This is gonna count for Erik's kills. Help him with the bounty just a little bit. And Erik might have spent a little too much here unless he wants to capture this base. I don't know. I don't think that's the right play here. I think you were fine just killing those 2 units. You're gonna miss out on Germany too because he was too busy microing this. He's still too busy microing this, and I don't even think he's not even gonna get this. And he misses Germany. That is 6 income. It would have been 22 to 18, but he spent way too much here. Soxu with the goofy smiley face. That is a taunt there, and that is 5 games to 1 for Soxu. Soxu is on a roll right now after Erik took the first game off of him. Soxu is a man on a mission to get that elo back here. Oh,
Yeah, I think Soxu has stepped up the aggressivity, and also I do believe that Soxu has a little bit higher APM, and that's why he can also have these kind of plays where he actually drains. It's a tactic. You drain the opponent's APM to make them do mistakes, as missing out on Germany, for example.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm Erik, I might be thinking spot wins here, right? Look at this again. He has left base Mont, top base Serb. He's gonna be able to get this with the 2 gold investment. He can get Bulgaria. He can get Malta. Like Soxu just has these amazing spawns. And what does Erik have? Erik has Austria, and look how he had to get to Austria. He had to spend 3 gold in Switzerland to get to
Mm.
Austria to get to Czech, and he also had to get Macedonia from the left base of Greece. Like these spawns have not been kind to Erik, and he actually really needs some help here because Soxu is technically supposed to be the better player and supposed to be winning these games. We really need Erik to get some of his luck because this is so unfortunate for him right now. Look at these. This is not going to be good. It's 10 to 8, and I'm actually surprised here. Soxu. Okay, so Soxu is going Bulgaria now. He's going to adjust. I think he's also going to push up and take the mid. He's also working on the Malta. So I think he's set up for a very good turn too.
Yeah, I would have liked to see Azerbaijan and also Jordan for Eric round one. I think he focused a lot of his attention to middle. I think he should have done Jordan, Azerbaijan, and Macedonia. That would give him, I think, an 11 start. Uh,
Yeah, the
but
problem
let's
with
see.
Jordan, like you always risk it, right? Like if you
Yeah,
can't, so there for everyone watching at home, if you don't know, it is played on Fog of War, and you cannot see who has this base. I don't even know if you can see who has this base, but you can't definitely not see who has this base. So if your opponent has that base and you go Jordan turn 1, you could be screwed for your started turn 1.
yeah, it's a rough, but
It's
he
definitely
didn't know that if Saxo had anything in Austria too, so he took that big risk.
yeah.
Um,
Oh, the fact that he actually got Germany in time keeps him up here. And oh, look
yeah,
at this. I did Soxu have this bottom base this whole time? I believe so.
yes,
Yes.
yes, he had it.
Okay. Oh, this. So he goes 5 gold ship instantly. Soxu just wants to push from a position. He knows that Erik can't really threaten him in the north up here, and he's gonna use this 5 gold ship. How do you feel about the 5 gold ship this early on?
I think it's a little bit too aggressive. I think Saksu has maybe tunnel visioned a little bit. He's still in a favored position. I mean, having the ship like this, he's actually farming his gunmen here, and I think that's a better option than actually attacking the other opponent's ship in this position, because now Saksu's gonna actually pull back the ship. I hope to the port and
I
not
think it's
lose
a
it.
second too late. Oh, he
No,
dodged
no,
it.
it's fine.
What a
Yeah, yeah,
dodge.
exactly.
Oh, that was
So
beautiful. And Erik got pulled, and Erik is. It's a reverse. He actually
yeah,
loses his ship. That was such a great dodge, and he swapped to the base so it could teleport here. That was unreal. He did lose Slovakia, but this doesn't really matter at all because pushing into Hungary is almost impossible at this stage.
yeah, yeah. And now for
Wow.
now, we see Eric's probably gonna try to snipe that ship, and that's gonna be an annoying factor for him because he's gonna lose firepower. So Saksu is in a good advantageous position. And this is a big problem for Erik. He actually spends two ships, and those are gonna be nullified. There's no value in them anymore because he lost. Yeah,
Yeah,
he realized that.
that was more than half of his income there, and Soxu
Yeah,
was able to just use all of his spawns, and that was just such a good. I mean, again, we need some spots for Erik. Erik is gonna rage quit if he doesn't get spots here, and I think he actually has a couple here that he can use. He can do Lebanon here. He can do a one-man Crimea, but again, not looking the best for him. Soxu's gonna be able to go Slovenia here. Soxu's also getting a nice easy Svalbard. He's gonna go Novaya. Erik over here going West Greenland. Soxu also could do National Park, but I think, yeah, he's going to go Sami. He's going to go Svalbard. He's going to go Novaya, and he's going to go here in
yeah.
Slovenia. So he actually has a nice 12 income turn, and Erik does not.
I mean, I would in Eric's position, instead of going West Greenland, I would actually do Crimea, Lebanon, and England this game, and I would
Oh,
do England
yes.
with two Marines. So
Yes.
I would do with two Marines, and I would set it up round one, and I'll look at it while I do Crimea, Lebanon, and actually track my opponent a little bit. That's what I would do at least. I think England is a little bit more advanced with the two Marines. Obviously, you need to train it a little bit, but I think that's from my perspective a better play.
Yeah, one thing
Um,
so actually Soxu just uses his bounty gold here at +1 and he'll get National Park, which
yeah,
is nice. Yeah, one thing that we've seen with some of these players who have been around for a long time, since the map has changed, Marines now have a little bit more range. And those players we've seen they haven't really adjusted to the new style where you can actually one man with a Marine. And I haven't really ever seen Erik take full advantage of that here. So yeah, I don't think he would be prepared to do that for England, but he will capture it turn 2 with I think a 3 gold investment here. And
yeah,
look how efficient Soxu is. Soxu's going to be able to get Algeria here. I say that as he loses a man. But he also recognized that Erik was going Israel. And look, he gets to snipe in Israel. And he's going to hold
yeah,
this base and really threaten Erik. Erik might be able to get Syria in time. He spends that extra gold just to make sure that he can get Syria in time. He might actually lose some units here just because I think he's busy microing elsewhere, right? And if he loses
yeah,
Palestine, that's going to be really dangerous for Erik. Ah, it's a snipe. Oh, and all right, so 22 to 18, but Soxu in a much better position. Look at
yeah,
this. Look at the middle right now. There's
yeah.
no blue anywhere to be found.
The problem is, Saksu now doesn't even need to push Palestine on Israel. That's a psychological warfare that's going on right now. And the thing is, I think Eric tried to take Italy last round. He didn't manage to get that, and that could have made the world of difference. It would have been 22 against 22. And now I think Soxu is going to consolidate in the middle and actually out expand Eric soon here. He's going to take Tunisia, he's going to take Disco Bay, and he's probably going to get Slovakia from Eric. And Eric is defending it in a unfavorable position here. There's no reason to
Yeah,
spend that money there.
especially your
It's
opponent's gonna have spawns to use, and you're actually having to pull
yeah,
from your gold. Like that hurts so bad. Soxy should see this in time. He does see it, but not in time. He does snipe this base though, so that actually makes it fine. I think Soxy
yeah,
would rather have this anyways. And yeah,
yeah,
there's the forfeit from Erik. It's a miss forfeit. I don't think he realized that he actually forfeited. And Soxu's just running away with this series now. I think we're at 6, maybe 7 games in a row for Soxu after Erik
yeah,
took the first game from him. All right, how are we feeling about these spots now? So, yeah, Erik sees Netherlands instantly. He also could do National Park, and that wouldn't be the
yeah,
worst. He does have Georgia's if he wants, but I think the best play is just to do 2 gold here and 2 gold here. While at the,
yeah.
Soxu has Sammy. Oh, actually, Erik does do this, and if he goes here, see, he's gonna miss out on an extra gold this turn, I think, because he's not gonna be able to capture another 2-person country.
Yeah.
This would have confirmed. This would have guaranteed. Yeah. See, now he sees it. He would have guaranteed himself an extra gold this round if he didn't go
Yeah.
Georgia.
Yeah, I would rather scout no national park, take Netherlands, take national park, use the national park spawns there to take
Yep.
East Greenland, and this turn also next turn. Sorry, I think that Erik should definitely do Denmark from Netherlands, just setting his spawns and lick
Yep.
that coastline up till he gets to the barrack. I think that's a very good play from Erik if he's managing to do that, and also. I see that Soxu is probably, and I say probably, going to try to consolidate his lands next round by taking, yeah, exactly, Switzerland and Austria and coming up potentially in Germany next round, not this round.
Yeah, this actually
Uh,
really hurts Erik, the fact that that Soxu's able to use this space to get Switzerland, because now
yeah,
Erik is not safe here. And Soxu
yeah,
also has this bottom right base. And also
yeah,
just a friendly tip for anyone at home, when we say scouting, so with Fog of War, initially you can't see that who owns these two bases, and you want to make sure your opponent doesn't. So you just take this unit here and you just keep right clicking towards them, and that small little vision that they'll give you will actually show you who owns the base. So that's what we mean when we say scouting in 1v1s. But back to the action here. So Soxu is going to try to hold on to this base. I don't think he has enough gold to do so here. He's actually going to pull these two extra units from Austria, and he should be able to swap it in time, right? I think he can
he
swap
will.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah, look at that. So he swaps the unit, and he held on just in the nick of time. Look at that income lead for Soxu, 19 to 14. Soxu was able to get Volga. Erik didn't even have a chance here. I think Erik didn't even go Denmark. He was really trying to be greedy
no,
going Germany, and
yeah.
that never had a shot.
Yeah, that was a dead born plan for sure. We see East Greenland for Soxu. Potentially, we see a double spend in Siberia from both players, and I think that if they do that, I mean that's fine. If both players spend the same amount of gold, it's a net
Just yeah, kind of
neutral
yeah.
effect.
Soxu instantly recognized Austria and Slovakia, so he actually did the 2 gold into here, and he's gonna get Moldova, and he's also, I think I saw him working somewhere else, didn't I?
Yeah, East Greenland, East
Was
Greenland.
he working? Yeah, he's working. Look at this. See, this is what I'm talking about with the Marine. If you position it just right, he never has to look back, and the Marine will always win that fight as long as he doesn't take 2 shots in a row. Erik did the Serbia from the bottom base, which is really nice. He is also working on Tunisia. He failed this one of the games, so we'll see if he actually gets it this time. I think he positioned it perfectly. A little bit of hesitancy here by pulling back, but he does get it, which is nice. Soxu using that bounty to already work on check, and he'll be able to capture that next turn with his extra. Oh, look, actually, I didn't see. Soxu has the 2 right bases here. He's going to spend a little bit
Yeah.
of extra gold, and he's going to be able to get Poland very easily this turn.
Yeah, I think getting Poland and also Ukraine this turn would be a play for Saksu, and he's about
You
to do it.
called it on
So
this. That's a, yeah, look, he's actually building from this base here to go 2 gold, 2 gold. They can
yeah,
meet here in the middle, and then these guys right here. So little investment on his
very
end.
efficient.
Yeah,
Yeah, very very efficient. And I think that when you get that line from Poland, Ukraine, you can always, it's a good pathway for your spawn. So it's not waste of expansion, and getting Algeria there will be also. I think Sux is going to have a very very strong turn, very
yeah,
strong
I'm
turn.
actually drooling right now for Soxu. I think he expanded so efficiently. He's going to have Poland, Czech, Ukraine, and Algeria all on this turn. And yeah, he gets this with a few seconds to spare. And that is a 27 turn 3. That is nuts. 2 turns and he's able to get 27. Erik had to be feeling so good about himself getting 23. But Soxy pulling off a 27, we haven't seen that in a while here. And Erik is now going to play catch up again. He's going to have position underneath Soxu. Soxu's going to
Mm.
have a lot more spawns though, and Soxu has the income lead at the moment.
I don't know if Erik fat fingered Aurora in Romania or if his intention is to use it in Ukraine. I think that plan is not gonna work because Saksu is he's aware. Yeah, Saksu is moving his troop. He's absolutely fortifying the Romanian front there, and I think when he gets Belarus and when Erik runs into this huge wall of Saksu's men here in Ukraine, he will realize this doesn't work.
I will say
Yeah.
one thing that's positive though for Erik is he did get Romania, and I think all Soxu got was Belarus. So the income gap didn't change significantly here, if at all, because I think actually, yeah, Soxu might have gotten Switzerland, so maybe an extra two for him there. But yeah, look at this. Erik is like I think he goes for Germany a lot here, and Germany's not really the greatest play here when your opponent has Switzerland and all this, unless he's trying to smash Soxy, do you think that he could actually smash Soxy if he gets Germany?
I mean, getting Germany here, if it gets Germany without much effort, that's fine, I'd say. But losing Tunisia here now, he will probably know for sure in the back of his head here that there's gonna come a Soxu boat and it's gonna come up in your rear, and that's gonna hurt a lot, especially when Soxu doesn't contest Germany. I mean, he knows that Soxu could pretty much just a click from Switzerland, and it's still a rough position for Erik for sure.
Yeah, 10 income. And yeah, like you said, so Tunisia opens up a boat opportunity to come into Greece and Albania, and
Mm.
he can actually be the one getting underneath Erik. One thing I wanted to note, Saksu has been going Volga almost every single game, and I don't know why. I would love to get his opinion or like feedback on like why he always goes Volga.
The thing is, Volga is fairly easy, and I'd say a high percentage of not getting cut because it's so far, it's so not worth cutting it, especially when you need to use your APM elsewhere. So it's a quite a safe three income take, I would say. I think that's the only perk with it. There's not
Yeah.
much else, and you can use the spawns to take Moscow later if you just don't have that much to do. It's a
Whoa.
nice bonus.
This
Yeah,
is this
yeah,
is this is really hard for Soxy to push into. But he has a huge, yeah, look at this, 22 income lead. He also has healers, and these guys are ward down here. But yeah, I mean, I
yeah.
feel like you pull this back. He's getting overrun here, but I don't think Soxu can actually lose this. I'm pretty sure, yeah, so Soxu built the transport that we were talking about in Tunisia. Jaeger called this as a threat to Erik. And so even if Soxu gets pushed here, he just holds up here, protects some of his income. He doesn't even need to push Germany at this stage, although he did push it pretty heavily. He actually came on the west side, took Belgium, Netherlands from Erik, and now he has Germany surrounded. Um,
Yeah, and I think that Soxu wants to look weak in Slovakia. It's a strategy for sure to make Erik commit more up to north while you actually come south. And when you do come south, as Soxu's done here, I think it's inevitable that Erik is gonna lose for sure. Even though this attack didn't go well, it's still a matter of time before Soxu actually overwhelms him down south.
yeah,
Yeah, and
look, I mean,
Erik,
that
Erik,
income was just too, it
yeah,
didn't matter. Soxy could take the worst fights in the world if he wanted to.
yeah,
Even shoving units, he still had a great KD. And that is the end of this series. Thank you, Jaeger, for coming on and co-casting us midway
no
through.
problem.
Props to Soxu and Erik. Erik was looking really strong getting that game one win, but Soxu, he was a man on fire in those final games, and he just went out on like a 7 or 8 game win streak, which was just nuts.
I think it was a 9-1.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
We'll get these recorded for the 1v1 league. If any of you want to join the 1v1 league, all you have to do is just go to the description below, click on the Discord link. You can join Discord, and it's just a community of 1,400 riskers who all love this game. So we hope you do that. We hope you like, subscribe, and we will see you on the next one.
Thank you. Bye.